I'm at the beginning of a journey where I'm learning so many new things. Please, please, at least rent the movie on Gandhi, but read about Gandhi. Gandhi had the answer. You know, are we going to fight for change, or are we just going to stand for what's right? And there's a big difference. And one is, you know, Sun Tzu said, use your opponent's force against them. Just let their force, you know, basically, as they're coming charging at you, just move. Just let them, and their own force will destroy them. And it is really freeing when you realize, when you accept not the role that everybody wants to put on you, but when you just accept the role of who you really are, and who we really are. And I mean this on both sides, left, right, all of them. We are good, decent people. I don't care if even you're a progressive or, you know, whatever. We're good people. We just have to start acting like it. And I guess maybe it goes back to what I said at the beginning. When did we change? I don't remember being separated as Democrats and Republicans and independents. And I fear that that's all our children will remember about this time is, oh yeah, they were Democrats and so we didn't talk to them, or they were Republicans. That's crazy talk. I want to introduce you to Harry Crane. He is a PhD student and he took the challenge. You are a lonely man, aren't you? Did you date at all? Or do you have any friends? I
try my best.
Yeah, yeah. So there you are. You're somebody who I assume watches the show and kind of comes from the same...
secret. You know,
in secret.
In a dark room somewhere.
Yeah. Why did you take the challenge and what did you find?
Well, for me, it really started on 8/28, and
you were there.
I was there, and I was at the event the night before at the Kennedy Center. So before I went, I thought I was doing everything right. I saw you talk about faith, hope, and charity, and I said, yeah, you know, faith, I got that. Hope, charity. But during 8/28, I felt like there was more that I needed to do, and I left not really knowing what that was. I thought I was doing everything I could, and what ended up being the case was that when I took the challenge, I discovered I was really lying to myself. I thought that I was doing all these things, and I was, but I didn't know why. I was doing them because I'd always been told to do them, or just because I'd always done them.
Huge difference in that, isn't there? Huge difference. Yeah. You know, when Thomas Jefferson, and I've said this a million times, when I read the quote from Thomas Jefferson, question with boldness even the very... Fix reason firmly in her seat is the first line. And question with boldness even the very existence of God, for if there be a God, he must surely rather honest questioning over blindfolded fear. When I read that, that was the real beginning of my change, because I realized I didn't know anything because I found it. Somebody else had found it. Some other historian had found it and you know, written it and just summed it all up for me in a nice little package. Or my parents told me about faith and God, and so I had that. I wasn't the owner of a single viewpoint. And that's why I say on this program, and I mean it sincerely, do not believe me on anything. Do your own homework. It's worthless if you are... This country has been riding on the fumes of our parents and grandparents and great-grandparents and our founders. We haven't... You said it earlier. You didn't even know what you believed. You didn't even know what America was anymore. You didn't know what you stood for anymore. That's why we're destroying ourselves, because we don't believe in anything. May I finish the conversation with Harry here in a second, because I want to find out what he did find out next. Tonight, I once again challenge you, a full audience of Americans who have accepted the 40-day and 40-night challenge. This will be dismissed by many as, you know, a stupid idea, and, you know, what is that going to do anything? You have to go out and vote. You have to do that. But the problems that this country is experiencing they're bigger than we can handle. To find our way out, we must have a little divine providence. This month's Fusion magazine, which is my magazine, features many more stories from people just like you who just want to change their life, want to live a life that is not what we've allowed it to become. Sign up for a subscription now for Fusion Magazine at glennbeck.com. Okay, we're talking to Harry, and he's a PhD student, and he went down to 828. Did you go with friends, or you go by yourself?
No.
You really are alone. This is a sad story, Harry.
Yeah.
All right. So you're a PhD student. What do you want to? What are you taking?
Statistics.
Okay. You are one. The odds of you making friends before you leave college, 0. So you go down and you realize that you don't really believe, you don't know what you believe, right?
Right. I don't know what I believe, and it was really the first time that I forced myself to be honest with myself and really find out what it is that I believe.
Scary, isn't it?
And well, that's really the hardest thing. I've been avoiding it for all these years for a reason, and it was the hardest part of all of this. But what I found was that once I got over the hump, once I was able to really tell myself the truth, things started to take on a new meaning, and it got a little bit easier, actually, when I was able to actually look myself in the mirror and believe in what I was doing.
It's not, again, it's not a weakness to say you don't know something. It's a weakness to bluff and even lie to yourself. I remember, and I hope this is okay to tell this story. I was in an interview for this job, and Roger Ailes, who was the head of this company, he called and we had dinner. I tell you, I think I lost 15 pounds at this because it's the hardest questions I've ever. His first question was like, I think it was, what did you think of the Eisenhower administration? I'm like, I have no idea. I bluffed. And the second question was something like, but the 1972 Chinese agreement, I had no idea. And I thought to myself, I sat there and I was listening to his question. I'm like, I have no idea. And I said to him, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I said, I could bluff and tell you that I know, but you're probably smart enough to figure out I had no clue. Or I could just maybe end this interview right now and tell you I have no clue. I'm going to go the honest way. I have no clue. He didn't talk to me for about 3 minutes. He just sat there, and I thought, well, I should have get up and get my coat. At the end, he said something very important to me. He said, because I had no idea. It was a brutal time. Just questioning everything, pushing me up against the wall the whole time. And he stood up and he said, well, sir, it's refreshing to meet somebody who knows what they believe and why they believe it. And I thought, that is the secret to life. It is. Just be honest. I don't know, even to yourself, first to yourself, and then find out the answers. How do you think this is going to impact you? Did it change anything? Has it changed your course at all?
Well, as I said, a lot of the things that I think I should be doing, I already feel like I was.
Right.
Some, not all, but some. But so it hasn't necessarily changed what I've been doing, but it has changed why I do them. Right? I feel like I do them because it's a part of who I am. It's not just things that I do, for the sake of doing them, or because somebody tells me that I'm supposed to do them. And I don't know where it's headed, but we'll find out.
Who here can tell me when we come back if they found their stick yet? I said on 828, I said Moses didn't want to do what he did, and I would be a little upset at God if he's like, hey, go free this nation. and here's a stick. Be like, wait a minute, you're the most powerful? You're giving me a stick? But he picked it up, and he did what he was told to do. Has anybody found their stick yet? And when we come back, I want to introduce you to a family that, in my mind at least, will be the image forever of 828. No matter what the pictures say, to me, it is the story of this family. Back in a second.
Hello, I'm Joe Seals from Moline, Illinois. When Glenn launched the 40-Day 40-Night Challenge, I decided to create a Facebook group to help promote the challenge and give others taking it a place to share their stories and connect with one another. It's now 2,000 people strong. Friendships are being made, and people all across America are encouraging each other to help restore honor to our country. I'm also taking the challenge, and it has literally changed my life. I have a newfound hope for our country and a passion for life and helping others, and I've never felt closer to God.